Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little intellectual anarchy, where we engage in extreme truth, extreme common sense, and diversity of ideas. I just want to get into what's going on in our society today when it's coming to this election. The election is coming in November, and the prevailing wisdom is that the Republicans are going to run through the Congress, the House and the Senate, and take a lot of seats. And that was the prevailing thought up until Roe versus Wade. Having abortion illegal, not illegal, having abortion clinics having a right to exist in states that don't want them to have them. Basically, that's what it is. There is no constitutional right to make a state that does not want abortions in their state to keep it in there. Before, you could not stop it. So if all the people in your state were against abortion, you could not shut down an abortion clinic. And now this gave back rights to the state, and it was no longer a federal mandate that you had to deal with abortion clinics. And it's what you call federalism, and basically people are gonna have to be challenged, right? People are gonna have to be challenged to go to a different state that holds their values. And I know there was the senator, the governor of New York told pretty much all the conservatives and Republicans, get out of our state. We don't want you here. This state's not for you. You're not real New Yorkers if you do not want women's choices federally. If you're going to try to stop it here, or if you want to ban guns. And even though it was rude, she's right. People are going to have to move to states that more closely align their values, if those values are important to them. See, I live in California, one of the most left-leaning states, and I'm a conservative libertarian. And basically, I am not going to leave because I've lived here all my life. All my friends are here. All my family's here. My wife's family's here, and she ain't gonna be dragged to a different state. So I bite the bullet, and I know that my vote counts very little in this state. But it is what it is. I make that choice. And most of the time, when it came to abortion, people didn't have to make that choice. They didn't have to leave certain states that didn't want it, because it was federally protected through the Constitution that people could have access to abortion clinics in a state that didn't want it. So went back to the states' rights, and let me just tell you right off the bat, it's better. We'll get along a lot better if we can have our own little islands of our values, which are states. Like Ron Perlman said something stupid, we should just kick everybody out, or tell everybody to leave our country, or we should all leave our country if you don't believe in our values, or something in the line of that, like we would leave. But what he's asking for is what the original founders wanted, that you get into a state. If your state wants that, it's the state's right to have that, up until freedom to assembly, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, freedom not to incriminate yourself, the Fifth Amendment, freedom against search and seizure, these overarching amendments that give right to the people and lessen the rights of the government. It's always people-centered in our Constitution and in our Declaration of Independence, where those on the left side of leaning, they default to government taking care of them or taking care of things. I say all that to say this. Roe versus Wade got shot down. A lot of people, it freaked a lot of people out because it's been that way for 30 to 20 years. 30 to 20 years. Don't quote me on that. And people are very used to it. And even though it was never going to stand constitutional muster, even though left-leaning scholars, constitutional scholars knew this was going to happen, they all pretended like it was a breach of the trust of the American people. But this was always going to happen. And it's best. It is best. Federalism is best. Where your values, that your state, you can move and migrate to states that hold your values. Everybody did that during the pandemic when California and New York were shutting down completely. Texas and Florida were opening up and sending their people to schools, and a lot of people moved based upon those simple values. So, but people are more engaged, especially women and white liberals. Men are engaged on what's going to happen in this next election cycle. So I don't think they're going to get as many House seats as they were hoping. But, and this will be testing of the water. Testing of the water, what's going to happen during the presidential race. Now, if you follow me, I think that Joe Biden is one of the worst presidents we ever had on paper. The actual devastating effects on our pocketbook, our family life, real effects, not just some orange man saying things that offend people and people fainting and screaming out in the middle of the street. No! Real damage to people's income, to families losing their car, their house, people going homeless, real damage. And now people who finally got a raise are now getting inflation, and their raise got eaten up by inflation. I don't know, milk is like $5 now. Crazy stuff. I don't know if it's that bad because I don't drink milk. It's pretty gross, but it might be. I remember it was like $3. It might be up to $4. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. You can put that in the notes and tell me what milk is. But we know that everything costs more expensive now. And going forward up until November, if the economy gets worse and most people think we're walking into a recession, but people think we're already in it, it might be the last word that people are caring about. In a sense, Roe versus Wade was bad timing for Republicans, but sort of not, because people are already forgetting about it. It would have been perfect timing for Democrats if it happened in November. But it happened in the beginning of summer, and now people are forgetting about it. Now people are looking at their pocketbooks after summer and how much money they're going to spend, how much money they're going to have going into the holidays. And people always vote their pocketbook. Now, hey guys, just want to stop really quick and tell you to subscribe to my YouTube page. Put the notification bell. Also, I got some free stuff for you. Go to, what is it, right there? Right there. I got a free ebook for you right there. You can check out my coaching services right here at James Salazar Media right now, or you can join the BRIGHTBURN Facebook group where we maximize your illumination. Come and join that. That's for free if you want to be around people with like-minded ideas. I have links in the show notes all there. Thank you for your time. And once again, subscribe and follow. And don't forget the James Salazar Media Podcast. See you later, guys. I'm done. Let me just tell you what I feel about this when it comes to the presidential election. And I want to get this out of the way. One of the first things, the second video in the Intellectual Anarchy series in my new YouTube section playlist is that whatever we need to do to get Joe Biden out of there, he is like hands down the worst president. He is the worst in our helping our allies. He is the worst on deterring our enemies from taking advantage of our weakness right now. The world thinks we're weak. Our allies can't depend upon us. Businesses are afraid to open up in the economy. And it's just a shit show in every aspect. And he's a bumbling fool. And my thought about it is this. He could have went down as the vice president of the first black man. But he decided to run one last time. And ironically, what I think is going to happen is he's going to lose the same way Donald Trump lost. See, Joe Biden just hid and didn't do any debates and just didn't do any speeches, very little. And Donald Trump was always on the campaign trail saying stupid stuff at times. He knew the heart of the people for sure, but he could not say cringy things that turned people off. And the Democrats' strategy at that time was, we'll shut up and let him talk. And for sure, he's going to put his foot in his mouth. And that's pretty much what happened. Now that we're seeing the coin is flipped. Now this man is a bumbling idiot. And we'll get into how Democrats run things later. But the fact of the matter is, he's going to lose because he's inarticulate. And I don't know if they're even going to put him up there. But whatever we need to do to get him out of there. Now, when it comes with Donald Trump, I think any Republican can beat Joe Biden, hands down, without a doubt, without a fight. But I think if Donald Trump gets in the election, it is a 50-50 chance. And if Donald Trump's in the election and he's not the Republican nominee, he has the hubris and the ego to run as a third party, which would guarantee Joe Biden retaining the presidency, which is unacceptable to me. And 50-50 chance is unacceptable to me. So when they're doing this stuff like they're trying to get Donald Trump and try to find out if he has some kind of secret documents in his house, it's clearly a political move. But I'm hoping they find something, even though they're doing clearly a political move. It is politically motivated because it's a 50-50 chance. Because as many people who hate Joe Biden, there's just as many who hate Donald Trump. And the election will be just as divisive and just as split down the middle, and I don't know who will win. I don't. And that is unacceptable to me. I would rather have a Ron DeSantis or a Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw for sure. It would be badass if we had a president who had a patch and who was a war hero and a veteran. That sounds great to me. And he's pretty smart and articulate, and he doesn't let liberals or left-leaning journalists take pot shots without him taking pot shots back. But he doesn't have a thin skin like Donald Trump. I can go on with Donald Trump, how he's a big baby. And he ran the country way better than Joe Biden. That's hands down. Highest black employment, highest women employment, highest Latino employment. Everybody did good. Our enemies feared us. And you just look at the landscape right now. They see Joe Biden as a bumbling fool that will not react against aggression. And so far, they called his bluff, and they are right. If China takes over Taiwan, it'll because they perceive our president as weak. And they would have never done that with Donald Trump. Maybe because they felt like he was a loose cannon, he would do something about it, whatever you might think. He's definitely not in the pocket of Russians. Let me tell you what Donald Trump. Donald Trump is about legacy. He just wants to be known as the best president that ever was. And he's an over-exaggerator in chief. And other people see that as just straight lying. And it's just all annoying. But at the end of the day, I don't think he can get the other half of the country to vote for him again. So I don't know what needs to happen for him not to run. I don't want him to run. Not because I don't like him. He annoys me. I will reluctantly vote for him if he's the nominee. But at the end of the day, it's too dangerous to have Joe Biden be the president of the United States. I reluctantly voted for Donald Trump in the last election because I knew Democrats did not know how to run shit. They don't know how to run things. They run things into the ground with super bad ideas, but their heart is in the right place. And screw that. Screw your good heart. I'd rather you be cold-hearted and do good instead of feeling good. And that's a whole other subject about people stop trying to do things that feel good and actually do things that do good in our society. So, this is a little bit intellectual anarchy. I don't want Donald Trump to win because I feel he's going to lose. I don't want him to run. And I think if we let him get even to the primaries, you either got to vote. We got to let him in. We got to let him run because he's going to run as a third party. I know he will. He's that egotistical. He really doesn't care about what's good for the Republic as long as he's the one doing good for the Republic. Of course, he's still better than Joe Biden, but we can't have a third party. Can't have a third party. We just have to go with the crazy orange man then. And I will vote for the crazy orange man, reluctantly, over the bumbling idiot. I don't know if that clears things up for you. It does for me. See you later. I'm out.